Alright, you guys got this. This is about to be so much fun, huh?
Yeah, this is.
And feel the rhythm in your feet. Right, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, man. It's not that big of a deal.
Yes,
it's
it
not
is.
that big of a deal. Why are you making such a big deal out of it?
It's because
It's
I
fine.
used to be treated that
Redo.
way.
Continue.
Yeah, continue.
What
Sorry,
does
I
it
didn't
matter?
mean to do
Okay,
that.
well, we're leaving. Wow.
I don't even know what
This
came
guy
over
is
me.
literally
Come on,
crazy.
please,
All right,
no.
bye.
Alright, that's it, kill him.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stu Gamma, back at it with another review. And last night, I was able to check out the remake of a Danish horror movie, that being Speak No Evil, this time adapted by Blumhouse. But before we get sexual, beginning of the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, it'll also maybe out with the YouTube algorithm, recommend video to more people, and maybe they could join. Back to and do feel free to comment your thoughts on Speak No Evil down below. But with that being said, guys, let's get into and before we get right into it, let's give a quick plot synopsis for the movie, shall we? So, transition and choose.
A dream holiday turns into a living nightmare when an American couple and their daughter spend their weekend at a British family's idyllic country estate.
Alright, so walking into Speak No Evil, I never watched the Danish film before, and from the trailers, it looked quite good, even though they played it way too many times in theaters. I think I saw that probably about almost 10 times in the theaters, maybe even 20 times. They've been advertising crap out of this movie in theaters. Anyways, and basically they've been hyping it up the whole entire time. It looked fun. I knew James McAvoy was probably gonna have a really good performance in it. Probably wasn't expecting anything else, really, because you don't know what you're getting with Blumhouse. You could either have Imaginary, Night Swim, and Afraid, or you could have Five Nights at Freddy's and The Black Phone. Which side did this end on? The good side of Blumhouse movies or the bad side? Well, let's just get into the actual review itself. So starting off with the good, I have all the performances in here. I think all the performances in here were phenomenal. Particularly by James McAvoy as Paddy, I believe that's the character's name. He just oozes
Charisma, either seeming like a nice guy or playing a charismatic freak. He does that on and off again.
And whenever the characters in this are basically thinking about leaving, the family, the crazy family, is basically trying to convince them to stay, and he's able to switch it back on a dime and try to make it seem like he's actually convincing and not a freak and trying to make them stay, and it actually kind of works, which is really, really shocking. It's going like, man, how did you do that? You made me think you were a freak earlier, then you turn it back around. Like, I still know you're a freak, but still, like, the character, not the actor. James McAvoy is not a freak, but the character, it's just, yeah. Also, other performances in here, Mackenzie Davis as Louise is a really good character in here as well, where she is the mother that actually is a lot smarter than the other one in the original movie, where she basically in the trailers is the one that does want to leave and is actually kind of a smart protagonist, even though somehow it keeps on getting debunked before they leave. And she delivered a great performance in here. I think the only thing I saw her in before seeing this one is The Martian, which I really love that movie as well. Also, I got Eileen Frankowski. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but anyways, she's Kiara in here, the wife of the crazy family, and she is really phenomenal in here as well. But I would say that her, Mackenzie Davis, and James McAvoy are all three tied for the best performances. I think that all three of them did really phenomenal. And also, for the final performance I have in here is Alex West Leffler. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. As Agnes in here, which she's the little girl, and she's actually quite smart too. And she, out of the younger child actors in most horror movies, does really good in here because most of them are quite annoying, but this one she's actually really solid in here too. Another positive, it's really funny. I mean, there was a lot of unexpected humor in this one.
Most of the time the movie is very serious, but it sprinkles in some comedy throughout, and it definitely does work in its favor, unlike some other movies that just throw in a joke just to throw in the joke. MCU.
We've also seen some of the moments throughout the trailers as well, with the minor hints of the comedic moments throughout the movie, and it does really good with that aspect. So there's that. Another good, the final act. I thought the final act was quite thrilling, besides being predictable, but it was still a quite thrilling action sequence later on in the final act of the movie, and there's a lot of nice little suspenseful moments throughout the whole entire sequence. So there's that. Another positive is the cinematography and directing. I think this was directed beautifully, and the cinematography was really good. In this little small crevice, they did a really good job with that. Another one is how it makes the family feel. How it makes them feel creepy, if that makes sense. Where they were kind of what I mentioned earlier with James McAvoy, how they're able to switch it on and off again, where they're creepy but they're not creepy, but it gives them, when it gives them that creep factor, it really works. And then the other one it did good with as well. So alrighty then. Another positive is the suspense, and I can't even read my own rhyming. What? And the suspense throughout the movie. It keeps you in, even though you do see where the movie's going. Most of the time, the suspense still grabs you when the chaos ensues. And then the final positive I have in here is the ending, which I'm not going to elaborate on it too much. But yeah, I did like the ending, and I think it was very effective for the movie. Alright, now let's move on to the mixed aspects of the movie. And the first mixed I have is the character of Ben. And the character of Ben in here is acted really well, but however,
he is most of the reason why our protagonists are still stuck in the dang house during the whole entire movie. And he's useless for most of the time.
I will say there are some moments in the final act where he does kind of step up and be a man for the family, if that makes sense, throughout later in the movie. So there's that. And then another mix I have is the people that watched the original movie. This one, I feel it has aspects of horror in it, but I wouldn't say it's full-blown horror, because there's some action moments throughout the movie. So I don't know how that's going to resonate with the people that watched that previous movie. Even though I never watched it, I know how it ends and such. So there's that. Alrighty then. And now let's move on to the bad. Unfortunately, let's move on. So the first one I have is it's predictable and the trailers ruined everything. That's the biggest negative I have. Even though while being predictable, it was still a good movie. It's just the trailers revealed everything, and I mean everything in the whole entire movie. Maybe there's some aspects they left out, but they basically went through the whole entire movie in just 2 minutes, which I hate that most trailers do that nowadays. And this was yet another example of that, which supposedly those type of trailers do get the most money for these type of movies. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah. And then, the final bad I have in here is the stupid character decisions. There is, and this one I would say is a minor negative, because it keeps on bringing it, this movie would have ended maybe at 10 minutes 30 minutes into the movie if they just left and that was it. No, they have to find some sort of aspects to keep the movie going, which even though some parts are a little bit annoying, it's still really good in here when they get brought back to it. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, that is the review itself. Now let's bring out the toxic meter. And I will give this a toxic goodness an A-. And I would recommend seeing this one. This one was a really fun time at the theaters, and it might make my top 10 or maybe top 20 of the year. It was a really fun time. So, and yeah, another great James McAvoy performance. And yeah, well, with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this toxic movie review of Speak No Evil 2024. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on the movie down below. But with that being said, guys, I'll see y'all next one, everybody.